What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today when I talk to you about Palantir, give you a quick overview of some of the data points, what's moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So Palantir is up 1.07%, pulling back slightly. A lot of broader fears is starting to kind of come out right now. So I'm going to go over that in a second. But 110 the low, $116.30 the high. So new 52-week and all-time high. At the same time, ever since their kick-ass earnings, they are having record amount of volume. So 126.62 million in volume today, 79.5 is the average. So like I said, a lot of fears is kind of causing the market to pull back slightly, and that is stemming from this. So you do have non-farm payroll as well as Michigan consumer sentiment, both somewhat negative. So a lot of labor data hasn't been all that great. And when it comes down to the Michigan consumer sentiment, it came in at 67.8. The forecast was 72. So very, very low, insinuating that there might be a potential slowdown. But I think market even leading into today was somewhat on edge. Unemployment though did come in better than anticipated, so came at 4%. Forecast was 4.1. But still, nonetheless, Palantir seems to be defying the broader market. Market's pulling back. Palantir's obviously is still just moving higher. A couple things I do want to go over though. So as of late, no real substantial pieces of news since their earnings. So they won an award, came out yesterday after hours. Still no reason to go out and buy Palantir nor sell because of that news, but it's a good FYI. They did also add Palantir to the CDRs, so that should add a lot more visibility. I don't know who's really ignoring Palantir at this stage in the game, but if there's any Canadians that do want to invest in it and kind of have it hedged, yeah, you can definitely now invest with Canadian dollars in Palantir. But aside from that though, I think the market's just doing loops trying to figure out what the hell is happening, because you even have Trump saying that there's going to have relations with North Korea. So market's crazy, but shorts right now are increasing 964,000 shares. Shorts always get bold. Basically like 2 months they get very bold and start increasing, and then they realize that they shouldn't bet against Palantir. So you are seeing more and more individuals just kind of bringing up this right over here, the fact that the PS ratio is 200.63. So of course you're having a lot of people just saying, hey, it's way overvalued, but people have been saying that, including myself, since it was like $30. But at the end of the day, even if it is overvalued, it's still a massive momentum play that big money is backing it like crazy. So moving on from here though, shorts definitely are kind of getting in their moods. You see some signs of manipulation on the side note. So cost of borrow minimum is negative 0.33, meaning there is a broker out there physically paying people to short Palantir. Still, I don't know if that's the best interest of the individuals, because they probably will lose money, but whatever, it is what it is. 3.83% of the free float is being shorted though. Moving over to options, 748 million in calls, and yes, you are seeing that right, that is insane. 197 million in puts. 47% of all the options being done today are bearish in nature, and I think it's just piggybacking off the broader market. But 956 million right now. Market's going to be closing in roughly around 20 minutes, so that's something to keep in mind. These are all the call options that are being purchased, so there does seem to be a consensus for it to be roughly around that $120 to $125 range going into next week. And that kind of does mimic this right here, so the Elliott wave technicals. And for those of you that have been following my Palantir videos, I don't do them all that often, maybe once every like 2 weeks, but this has been absolutely on point. Even when it was at $60, I was saying that it was going to go to roughly around $95 post earnings. Obviously, it kind of blew that out of the water, but it goes to show how accurate this is. And right now, it does have a kind of target of $119 to $125 in the short term. So options, this is kind of portraying that. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub 110. So still like out of everything, still a lot more upside anticipated. And with today being Friday, this is the current open interest. So as of right now, with that 112 and change, you're going to have 26,000 at that 110 being in the money. And then 16,000 at the 105, 13,000 at the 100, and then 13,000 at that 96. And most likely, that's actually what gave it a nice boost up recently post earnings. So you had the post earnings pump, and then the following day as well, you kind of had it like holding up fairly well against the broader market's pullback. And I think that's because market makers were covering all of these in the money options. So that's just my viewpoint, of course. But like I said, big money is getting in on it like crazy. So these are all the transactions on the secondary market above $100,000. I know I'm going through this relatively fast, but I think it's more so just to point out that big money is like paying attention to it like crazy. But with it at 112, it is trading right above this point, this R1. So trading between this R2 and this R1. So $112.02 is going to be a strong support. Just watch for that going forward into the next couple of trading days, followed by 107, 114, and then 118 is going to be the next strong target / resistance points. So yeah, I think bigger and better things might be coming down the pipeline. Just to give you a quick overview of this. So these are all the analyst ratings. So there was one that did come out yesterday, $80 hold, Goldman Sachs. Analyst has a 62% success rating. And then aside from that, you do have a lot that came out. 60 the low, seems to be 125 the high. That was Mariana. And I don't believe, where is this? I don't think he gave a new rating, Daniel Ives. So maybe that will be coming. I can anticipate probably like 130, 140 most likely, but let me know your viewpoint. Are you buying Palantir? Are you selling? What's your general thoughts on all of that? And for the Canadians out there, are you interested in buying Palantir through a CDR? So what's your general thoughts on all that? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And one final thing, if you are looking for buy signals, take a look at my Patreon. I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers. So definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. So one final thing, actually, I know I said that already, but for those of you that did miss the earnings, I'll play this. It is only roughly 6 minutes. It goes over absolutely all the key highlights that you need to kind of take away from their earnings coming from an investor standpoint. So with all that, stay tuned and have a good weekend.
Palantir projects 31% revenue growth for 2025 amid accelerating AI adoption. Earnings call insights Palantir Technologies, PLTR Q4 2024 Management View. CEO 𝗪𝗓𝗓𝗧 highlighted significant growth in the U.S. market, with U.S. commercial revenue growing 54% year over year and government revenue up 45% year over year, demonstrating strong adoption across sectors. He emphasized Palantir's unique positioning in the AI revolution, stating, "We are at the way beginning of our trajectory." Chief Revenue Officer Ryan Taylor reported that Palantir closed $1.8 billion in total contract value during Q4, a 56% year-over-year increase. Notable deals included a $67 million engagement with a leading U.S. pharmacy and a $40 million expansion with a telecom customer. Chief Technology Officer Shyam Sankar discussed the competitive advantage provided by Palantir's ontology, enabling rapid and scalable AI deployment. He described collaborations with industries like automotive, banking, and manufacturing, showcasing productivity improvements and cost reductions. CFO Dave Glazer highlighted the company's record adjusted operating margin of 45% and a Rule of 40 score reaching 81. Driven by operational efficiency and demand for AI solutions, Outlook. Management provided revenue guidance for Q1 2025 between $858 million and $862 million, and full year 2025 revenue guidance of $3.741 billion to $3.757 billion, representing 31% growth year over year. U.S. commercial revenue is expected to exceed $1.079 billion in 2025, reflecting at least 54% growth. Adjusted income from operations for 2025 is projected between $1.551 billion and $1.567 billion. CEO 𝗪𝗓𝗓𝗧 expressed confidence in the company's trajectory, stating, "We plan to be a cornerstone company in driving this revolution in the U.S. over the next 3 to 5 years." Financial results. Q4 revenue increased 36% year over year to $828 million, surpassing analysts' estimates of $781.2 million. Adjusted earnings per share came in at 0.42, exceeding the 11 estimate. Total adjusted free cash flow for Q4 was $517 million, with a margin of 63%. For the full year, Adjusted free cash flow totaled $1.25 billion, representing a 44% margin. Net dollar retention improved to 120%, driven by both new customer acquisitions and expansions at existing customers. Total remaining deal value reached $5.43 billion, a 40% year-over-year increase, reflecting strong demand across both commercial and government segments. Q&A. Daniel Ives Wedbush. Are you surprised at how quick these sales cycles are actually taking place from when a customer first meets Palantir to now deploying AI initiatives? Ryan Taylor. I'm not surprised because of the energy we feel on the ground in talking to customers. They're excited about the impact, like taking a back-office process from 5 days to 3 minutes. Mariana Perez Mora, Bank of America. How is Palantir positioned amid government disruption and modernization efforts? Shyam Sankar. Palantir thrives on disruption. The focus on efficiency and modernization aligns perfectly with our offerings. Mariana Perez Mora, Bank of America. Where are you investing to meet demand? Dave Glazer. Our primary investment is in quality engineering talent and advancing product development. Sentiment analysis. Analysts expressed enthusiasm about the rapid sales cycles and operational results with a positive tone during Q&A. Their focus on growth opportunities and government partnerships highlighted confidence in Palantir's market positioning. Management maintained a confident and optimistic tone throughout the call, particularly when discussing strategic positioning in the AI market and long-term growth prospects. CEO Alex Karp emphasized, "We are very long on the U.S. and what's happening in the future." Compared to the previous quarter, management's tone reflected increased confidence, supported by stronger financial results and accelerating adoption rates. Quarter-over-quarter comparison. Revenue growth accelerated from 30% in Q3 to 36% in Q4. U.S. commercial revenue growth also increased from 54% in Q3 to 64% in Q4. The Rule of 40 score improved significantly, rising from 68 in Q3 to 81 in Q4, reflecting enhanced profitability and efficiency. Management tone was more optimistic this quarter, driven by record contract value bookings and expanded government partnerships. Analysts maintained a consistently positive tone, with a focus on the company's rapid adoption cycles and its ability to drive value from AI implementation. Risks and concerns. Management acknowledged challenges in European markets, where growth remains slow at 4% year-over-year. CEO Alex Karp noted that cultural and structural factors in Europe are impeding adoption compared to the U.S. Analysts raised concerns about potential impact from macroeconomic disruptions and competition in the AI space. Management emphasized its focus on innovation and partnerships to mitigate risks. Final takeaway. Palantir delivered an exceptional Q4, driven by strong U.S. market performance, record contract value bookings, and accelerating adoption of AI-powered solutions. With a solid financial outlook for 2025, including projected 31% revenue growth and expanding operating margins, the company is well-positioned to lead in the AI-driven economy. Management's confidence, coupled with robust demand across commercial and government sectors, underscores Palantir's strategic advantage in the rapidly evolving AI landscape.